Most YouTubers are chasing the wrong metrics, and I discovered this after uploading 1,006 videos. And this video will completely change how you approach YouTube growth and monetization. I'm gonna share some of the things that I learned, and I'm gonna break down the 3 key shifts that skyrocketed my channel's growth and profitability that I wish I knew sooner, because it would have saved me years of time and stress. So whether you're a business owner looking to leverage YouTube, or you're a creator that's struggling to monetize, this video is gonna save you a ton of time and effort, and it's also gonna be your roadmap to YouTube success. So let's start with the hard truth. YouTube growth is not linear. I've had videos that have blown up overnight and many videos that barely got any views. So here's a question that I get all the time. Shane, should I quit my job to do YouTube full time? And in most cases, my answer is a resounding no. At least not in the way that most people think about YouTube. And remember, I'm saying this as a successful YouTuber and a successful YouTube coach. And the reality is, YouTube demands consistency, creativity, and patience. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term business strategy. Let me show you what I mean. See those plateaus and canyons? Well, those are where most people quit. But those spikes, that's where the magic happens. And the key is to keep pushing through the flat periods, because you never know when your next video will take off. But that's a lot easier said than done. So let's talk about the YouTube grind. It's not just about making videos and hoping for the best. You need to stay on top of trends, master thumbnails and titles, and you need to engage with your community like your business depends on it. Then you need to also write scripts and deliver value and edit the videos or hire someone else to edit them for you. But the truth is, the algorithm is unpredictable. What works today might not work tomorrow, and what worked yesterday might not work today. So how do you stay ahead of the game? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. All right, let's talk mindset. And this is where I had my big aha moment. Picture this. I'm sitting at my desk, obsessing over subscriber count, when it hits me like a ton of bricks. It's not about the subscriber count. It's about business growth. I shifted from chasing subscribers to focusing on revenue. And let me tell you, that's when things really took off. Think of it this way. Would you rather be a general practitioner or a brain surgeon? The GP might see more patients, but the brain surgeon makes more per patient. And the GP might help a lot of people a little bit in a day, whereas the brain surgeon probably only helps 1 or 2 people, but they help them a lot. And on YouTube, it's better to have 1,000 views from the right people than 100,000 views from people who will never buy from you. Quality over quantity always. And here's how this played out for me. I started creating content that deeply resonated with my target audience. And sure, my overall view count went down at first, but my engagement, it went through the roof. And more importantly, my revenue started climbing because I was attracting people who actually needed my products and services. And it's kind of like fishing with a spear instead of a leaky net. You might catch fewer fish, but they're the exact fish that you want. So what's your channel's purpose? Are you here to entertain the masses, or are you here to provide deep value to a specific audience? Because remember, clarity of purpose is the foundation of success on YouTube. Now let's talk about what real success on YouTube looks like. And spoiler alert, it's not about your subscriber count or view numbers. And this is coming from someone who has almost 1 million subscribers on my main channel. Let me introduce you to 2 YouTubers, Boogie2988 and Serge Guattari. Boogie has millions of subscribers, but struggles financially. Serge has a fraction of the subscribers, but makes millions of dollars. No, seriously, Boogie only makes about $4,000 a month, which is less than the average income for Americans. Whereas Serge is coasting at about $500,000 a month, or around $6 million a year. So the lessons? Subscribers don't pay the bills. Revenue does. But wait, it gets even crazier. I've worked with a client who owns a recruiting company and gets around 100 views per video, but he makes over 7 figures a year from his channel. Another client that works in IT gets around 500 views per video, but makes over $10 million a year. And it's not about vanity metrics, it's about real business impact. So how do we measure true YouTube success? Well, first we look at revenue per view. Are you making $1 per 1,000 views, or maybe $100 per 1,000 views? Well, what if I told you that you could make $9,000 or even $10,000 per 1,000 views? The difference is all in how you monetize. And yes, there are many channels out there that monetize correctly that make $10,000 per 1,000 views. So you should really be tracking the revenue that you make per 1,000 views, which is something that 99.9% of YouTubers don't do. Now let's talk about my own journey. When I hit 100,000 subscribers, I was ecstatic. But my revenue, it was just a fraction of what it is now. I was getting lots of views, but I wasn't making that much money. And the real growth happened when I started focusing on the right type of person and helping them to solve a very painful problem with a high ticket offer. See that disconnect? Yeah, that's the power of strategic monetization. So set goals that actually matter. Instead of, I want 1 million subscribers, try, I want to generate $100,000 in revenue from my channel this year. And that's how you turn YouTube from a hobby into a real business. All right, so let's shift gears and talk about YouTube as a business tool, because that's what it is, folks. It's not just a platform, it's a gold mine. Here's how I leveraged YouTube to build my coaching business from scratch. First, I used it as a lead generation machine. Every video was designed to attract my ideal clients. Then it became my trust building platform. People got to know me, like me, and trust me through my content. And how do you get them to do that? By delivering a ton of value to them. But you can't deliver value to them unless you know what their pain points are. And finally, my channel turned into a revenue powerhouse. Not just from ads, but from high-ticket coaching and courses. And by the way, all these expenses from YouTube can be legitimate business expenses. That fancy camera, it's tax deductible. Your home office setup, write it off. But here's where most people go wrong. They treat YouTube like a glorified hobby. They upload inconsistently with no real strategy, and then wonder why they're not making money. But here's the truth. YouTube isn't just content creation. It's a sustainable business model. Let me break it down for you. Content creation. This is your product development. SEO and thumbnails. This is your marketing. Community engagement. This is your customer service. And monetization strategies. This is your sales funnel. Do you see how it all fits together? When you approach YouTube like this, everything changes. When you put your viewers first and your clients first, you get paid a lot of money in return. You're not just a creator anymore, you're a business owner. Now let me share how this played out in my business. I started by creating valuable content consistently. Then I started promoting affiliate products and services to see what my audience wanted. And then I developed my first course based on viewer questions. As my audience grew, I launched a high-ticket coaching program. And now I have multiple income streams all powered by YouTube. And this isn't my story. I've helped dozens of other businesses do the same, from local service providers to global e-commerce brands. YouTube can be the engine that drives your business growth. So are you ready to turn your channel into a real business? Because that's where the real magic happens. Let's talk content strategy, because without this, you're just shooting in the dark. I use what I call the icon method to select viral video ideas. And here's how it works. 1, find videos in your niche that have more views than the channel's subscriber count, usually 5 to 10 times more views at least. Also, try to pick videos that aren't very good. Then you steal one thing and one thing only from the video, which is the idea. You take that idea, you make a good title, a good thumbnail, and a good video, and you create your own version, but you make it 10 times better. And this is by far the most effective method that I've ever found to consistently find videos that do well, because the idea is the single most important factor that makes or breaks a video. So you learn from what's already working, preferably from a small channel that doesn't make very good content, and yet they had a video that popped off, then you improve on it. But one thing to keep in mind is you want to balance trending topics with evergreen content. And typically I have a 70-30 split with 70% evergreen and 30% trending. This way you're always relevant, but you're always building a library of timeless content as well. So let me give you a real life example. I made a video about high paying jobs that don't require a degree. That's evergreen content. People will always search for that. But I also made a few videos about stimulus checks during the pandemic. And one time I made a video about stimulus checks and I got 35,000 views in a single hour. It was trending and it exploded at the time. But that evergreen video, it's still getting views years later. And the trending one, it had a huge spike and then of course it dropped off. And both are valuable, but for different reasons. Now let's talk consistency, because this is where most people fail. I've uploaded 3 times a week for 5 years straight. Rain or shine, viral video or flop, I always show up. Why? Because consistency builds trust with your audience and the algorithm. It's like compound interest for your channel. Each video builds on the last, creating momentum. And here's my personal experience with balancing content. When I first started, I chased trends like crazy. I saw a hot topic and I rushed to make a video about it. Sometimes it worked, but often I was too late to the party. But then I switched to pretty much 100% evergreen content. And my views stabilized, but I missed out on some of those viral hits. Now with this split, I get the best of both worlds. Steady growth from evergreen content with occasional spikes from trending topics. And typically I do get about 50% of my views from browse or the home page, and 50% of my views from search. So it works out really well. And remember, your content strategy is your roadmap to success. Without it, you're just wandering in the YouTube wilderness. All right, so let's demystify the YouTube algorithm. After 1,006 videos, I've learned a thing or two about how it works. The first myth is the algorithm hates small creators. Now, reality here is the algorithm actually promotes good content. Period. And I've seen videos from tiny channels blow up overnight. And I've also seen big creators' videos flop. It's all about engagement and retention. And here's how my understanding evolved over time. At first, I thought it was all about keywords and tags. I'd stuff my titles and descriptions with every relevant term I could think of. And guess what? It didn't work. Then I thought it was about upload frequency. I'd pump out video after video thinking quantity was key. And although this definitely did help, it's not the end all be all. The real breakthrough came when I focused on audience retention. I started using what I call the evolution method for content planning. And here's how it works. Create a bunch of videos and note their performance. Identify what parts of the videos had the highest retention, and also identify which videos did the best. Then figure out why they did so well. Once you figure out the why of why that video did so well, then double down and create a bunch of videos that have that same exact why. Then repeat the process, constantly evolving your content. And it's kind of like natural selection for your videos. The key is to work with the algorithm and with your audience, not against them. Give people what they want and YouTube will reward you. But here's the thing, what people want changes all the time. So you need to stay adaptable. For example, I noticed my longer videos were getting more watch time. So I started creating more in-depth content. And the result, my channel growth exploded. But remember, what works for me might not work for you. Every channel, every niche is different. So you need to experiment and find what resonates with your audience. But here are some timeless algorithm tips. First of all, focus on click-through rate and average view duration. These are the two most important metrics. Second, create strong hooks in the first 15 seconds of your video. And if you're a smaller channel, one thing you can do to help is put some kind of proof or social proof right at the beginning. And the reason for this is because when people click on a smaller channel, they're going to see there's not that many subscribers, and in many cases they might just click off unless you put some kind of proof or social proof right at the beginning that you know what you're talking about. And 3, use cards and end screens to keep viewers on your channel. The algorithm is not your enemy, it's your partner in growth. Treat it well and it will return the favor. Now let's talk about where the real money is made on YouTube. And spoiler, it's not AdSense. Don't get me wrong, AdSense is great passive income, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Let me walk you through my monetization journey. I started with just AdSense making a few bucks per video, then I dipped my toes into affiliate marketing. I'd recommend products I used and loved, earning a commission on sales. And this was really good for kind of gathering market research and seeing what people actually wanted to buy. And next came my own digital products, ebooks, courses, you name it. But the real game changer, high ticket coaching. Using YouTube to funnel clients into premium services. That's where you can scale to 6, 7, or even 8 figures. And just as an example, on this brand new channel, when I first started it, in the first 30 days, I made $30,000 with high ticket coaching. And this is more than most influencers with millions of subscribers make after years and years of making videos. So let's talk about how you can implement this. First of all, start with AdSense. It's easy and passive. Then find affiliate products that genuinely help your audience. And also, this will be great for collecting market data. Then develop a high ticket offer for your most engaged viewers that have the biggest problems, that need a coaching program or an agency or a service in order to solve. But here's the most important part. Always, always, always provide value first. Don't just create content to sell. Create content to help people, and the sales will follow naturally. And this is something that I help a lot of people with, is basically treating YouTube like a business and then properly monetizing your channel. For instance, I had a client who was in an incredibly good niche and he got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views per month, but he was only making about $30,000 a month. And the truth is, he was really good at getting views, but he was terrible at monetizing. And within 3 months of working with me, he was making $180,000 per month. And the best part, he's spending less time than ever on his channel. Because he's not just selling, he's solving real problems. Now, before you quit your day job, I want you to consider this. Do you have 6 to 12 months of living expenses saved up? Is your channel consistently growing? Do you have multiple streams of revenue set up? If you answered no to any of these, you might want to pump the brakes. Build your YouTube business on the side first. That's what I did. I was a pharmacist by day, YouTuber by night, and it wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it. Because when I finally made the leap, I was ready. And I would say you want to be making at least as much as you make from your day job before you consider quitting. But even then, it can be a little bit risky because one month you might make $10,000 and the next month you make $1,000. But here's the good news. Once you crack the code, the sky's the limit. I went from making $100,000 a year as a pharmacist to making multiple times that much in a month as a YouTuber. And I didn't quit my job until I was consistently making like $20,000 to $30,000 a month from YouTube. And I just want to let you know that if you focus on your audience, you focus on creating valuable content consistently, and you make sure that you nail the basics, the most important things like the thumbnail, the title, the intro, and the idea of the video, it's almost impossible for you to not succeed. It's literally just a matter of time. Every single video, imagine like you're a baseball player and you're at bat and you're swinging at the ball. You might miss the ball 50 times in a row, but the one time you hit it, That's all you really need. Because when you get that first home run, that first video that takes off, your channel will naturally grow after that, and all those other videos that you made that didn't get that many views will start to get a ton of views. So if you want to talk about YouTube, how you can either grow your channel better, you can monetize your channel better, or if you're a business owner who wants to start on YouTube and get clients with it, book a call with me down in the description and the pinned comment below. And we can talk about exactly how you can do this. Also check out my other videos like this one where I show you exactly how you can monetize YouTube correctly.